Shrewsbury 2, Liverpool 2, and it goes to a replay during what should have been the winter break. But it will not be a winter break for Liverpool anymore, as there will be a replay at Anfield to play after that performance. Now, that is the literal definition of a game of two halves. And to be honest, it even sometimes wasn't even that. We were fortunate in the first place to be 2-0 up at half-time. Obviously, Curtis Jones scored a nice goal, and then it was a really shocking own goal by their defender, Donald Love, I think it was. And it went 2-0. Fine, fair enough, cool. Things are looking okay. And then the second half comes out, and I've got a lot of praise for the younger lads in that squad. Minamino, he had a difficult game in the second half. He really did. He had a good game in the first half. It was decent, but second half, it just wasn't there. You know, I mean, when you're looking at the fact that, you know, we had to bring on Salah, we had to bring on Firmino late on just to try and take this game, make sure that this game didn't go to a replay. You know, it says everything about that second half performance. Now, I'm going to single out players and give my opinions freely, and some people won't like it. They won't. I would have, at 2-2, I'd have rather that our defence just parted the waves like Moses parted water and just let them through, score 3-2, knock us out, and then we don't have to deal with the FA Cup. I genuinely, that's how I feel. Because the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, stuff like that, if anybody ever wants to go back and look at the start of the season of what I wanted us to achieve, FA Cup and Carabao Cup weren't on that list. And it takes away the winter break now. So we're going to be one of those teams that doesn't get any sort of winter break. So, you know, and that's our own downfall. But I am absolutely levelling it at the heads of about 3 players. Now, Joel Matip, been out injured for a long time. One of his first games back, if not it is his first game back. Wasn't at the races at all. Really wasn't. Looked very ponderous on the ball. Just did not look defensively switched on. Dejan Lovren. I quite freely have an agenda against Dejan Lovren, in that I think that he's a very good, you know, 4th or 5th choice centre back. But when you have him on as the captain for tonight, I don't know what it is. These two guys that have played in Premier League football for a number of years. Lovren's played more, you know, down at Southampton and with Liverpool. For some reason, didn't expect to fight back from a tier 3 team, or whichever tier it is. I think the League One, right? They didn't expect the fight back to come in, and when they got pressed, they couldn't deal with it. So that's a mentality thing between the two of those two centre backs. Matip I've always had a lot of praise for before he got injured, but that was a shocking second half performance from him. It was a shocking second half performance from Lovren, and I have to single out Fabinho as well. People again are going to say that you know, his fitness won't be there because he's been injured. That's fair enough, you know, and then that also could come back on Klopp, because he had options on the bench that he could have had as starters, like an Oxlade-Chamberlain or something like that. Get that energy in the midfield if it's not coming from Fabinho. He wasn't at the races today. Again, these 3 figureheads, more Matip and Fabinho, I'm more disappointed in the Lovren, because I expect it from Lovren. I expect disappointing performances from Lovren. I do. But Joel Matip and Fabinho have been fantastic for us. They really have. Now, I know that they've been injured, but it's no excuse not to. I don't know what it is. I'm pretty sure you don't lose your reading of the game when you're injured. Maybe there's something that your body's not capable of and your mind is telling you something different and you just can't do it. I don't know what it was. But the two of those guys, and I predicted it in the starting lineup prediction, thinking, yeah, it probably will be Lovren and Matip. Give them game time, give Van Dijk and Gomez a rest and stuff like that. That's what I said in the preview. When I actually saw it, though, and we got into the second half, first half, it wasn't too bad, but we were getting caught out at times. You could see that there was a liability there. They clearly saw it as well. Shrewsbury clearly saw that as well. And so all they did was they overloaded the centre-backs. They knew that they could get in and around what looked like a very immobile Joel Matip and a very immobile Dejan Lovren. Couldn't do anything. He just couldn't do... For me, they just couldn't do anything right. Now, the younger lads, Chiravella, what a pass for Curtis Jones' goal. Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Harvey Elliott had a very quiet night. He really did. He got shut down a little bit on on that right-hand side. Divock Origi, I honest to God, I struggle to sometimes notice that he was on the pitch. I really did, honestly. Minamino, I thought he worked hard in the first half, and in the second half, things just weren't coming off for him. It just wasn't. He was getting crowded out. He was getting worked on quite a lot. Larouche did okay. Gave away the penalty though. Which I don't think was a penalty because it looked like it started outside the box. But what can I say? And Adrian made some fantastic saves and was let down by the two centre backs that were in front of him. That is literally all I can analyse about it. If I want to go into the stats of this as well, they had more shots than us. They had more shots on target. They had 11 shots. They had 6 on target. We had 9. They had 3 on target. I mean, like, they were generating so many chances in the second half. I'd love to have seen a breakdown of first half, second half, stats and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if we're being completely honest, I would much rather, as I said at the start of the video, and people probably won't like it, I'd much rather we just parted the waves, let them through, have you 3-2, you beat Liverpool Football Club, because now we don't get a break at all. Once this whole winter break that everybody else is going to get, or those that aren't having FA Cup replays, once everyone has all that, they're going to be refreshed. We don't get the chance to refresh. The Champions League's going to kick back in. Everything else is going to kick back in. It's going to be back to 3-4 days a week and all this sort of business. Look, we are the architects of our own downfall here in this game, and it lands on the experienced players' heads here. The young lads, they've done well. They've done okay. They've maybe crumbled a little bit under the pressure of a League One team. Fine. What will probably happen now, depending on whether Klopp really wants to win the FA Cup or not, is you might see a stronger lineup. You might see like a Jordan Henderson, Gini Wijnaldum, all those sorts of players, and then you're putting them at risk as well at injury. What do we do? What do we do? I'd rather we'd have got knocked out if we can't win it, and it saves a replay. Let me know what you think in the comments below. One of the most disappointing performances on the whole that I've seen in a very, very long time. Probably since we lost and drew to Napoli in the Champions League. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, I don't think anyone will have, but please do hit that subscribe button and like if you feel like you want to. On to the next. West Ham coming up. Catch you later.